Boo! Welcome to my flat in Maida Vale. I'd like to share with you some performance art with a deck of playing cards. Unfortunately, I am somewhat rusty, so do be nice. And I'm filming this on my laptop, so apologies in advance for the sound and the picture quality. Here goes. Have you ever heard of a guy named Jamie Laurenson? No? Well, maybe he never existed. If he had done, I think he would have owned a small place on Carver Road, down by the 468 Club. Have you ever been there? Don't worry, I'll keep your secret. Things were going slow one night, almost like here, when all of a sudden the two big doors swung open wide, and in came four guys, but they're all named Jack, Arbuthnot. They said, Jamie, it's our first time here and we're feeling a little lonely. Do you think you could find us some company? Jamie, being the sociable guy he was, took a look at his watch and said, It's a little early, but I'll see what I can do. Jamie, he went to the end of the road, second to the right, straight on, and then he came all the way back again. He said, the best I can do for you is a couple of brunettes, Christine and Zoe, and a couple of redheads, no doubt related to Ed Weatherhead. They said, Jamie, that's fantastic, where'd you find them? He said, oh, at the 468 Club, just down the road. They said, Jamie, you really are a useful guy to have around. We'd love to remunerate you with a £2 tip. So the guys and the girls are chatting, if you know what I mean, and I think you do, when all of a sudden the girls suggest a game of high-stakes poker. The problem is they don't have enough players, so they call Jamie over. Jamie takes a look at his watch and says, it's a little early, but I'll see what I can do. So Jamie goes to the end of the road, second to the right, straight on, and then he comes all the way back again. He said, all I could find were four Elvis Presley impersonators. They said, that's why they all look like the king. They said, Jamie, that's fantastic. Where'd you find them? He said, at the 468 Club, just down the road. They said, Jamie, you are the man of the hour. We want to give you another £2 tip. So they're playing cards when all of a sudden the guys run into a spell of bad luck and end up owing the girls some money. The problem is they only have a £40 check, so they call Jamie over and say, could you cash it for a couple of 20s? Jamie takes a look at his watch and says, it's a little early, but I'll see what I can do. So Jamie goes to the end of the road, second to the right, straight on, and then comes all the way back again. He said, actually, they're all out of 20s. The best I could do was 4 10s. They said, Jamie, that's fantastic. By now they're really starting to like Jamie. They say you remind us of that guy, Simon Gillis. He says, nobody could be that sarcastic. They said, you're a youngish fellow. We guess your age to be what, about 38? He said, I stopped counting at 39. They said, have you got any kids? He says, I've got 3. That's 2 girls and 1 boy. Or is that Joe Oppenheimer? They said, you're a very familiar looking fellow. Do you ever gamble? He said, oh yeah, all the time. At a place called the 468 Club. Since I left the BBC, I'm there every day from 9 to 5. They said, Jamie, do you ever see any good hands? He says, I was there the other day, you wouldn't believe it. There was this handsome guy called Nish. He had 3 7s and a pair of 5s. They said, that's a full house. Did he win? He said, no. There was a pro in the house, Ruth Sanders. She had 3 aces and a pair of 9s. They said, did she win? He said, no. That son of a gun, Michael Wood, was there, and he had a straight flush. And that's the story of Jamie Laurenson and the 468 Club.